Alright, it's time for the solutions to multiplying binomials, which is basically just double distribution. So if you have a thing in parentheses, thing out front, you just have to multiply thing out front by everything inside, which translates to taking 4m and timesing by both of them, and then taking 1 and times by both of them. So 4m times 7m is going to be 28m squared, and then 4m times 1 gives me 4m. And then 1 times 7m gives me 7m. And 1 times 1 gives me just 1. And after you've done that, there's a little bit of combining, which is basically just combining what's inside here. 28m squared. 4m plus 7m is going to give me 11m. And then plus 1 on the end. Ta-da! There you go. Moving on to number 2, you just do 5x times both of those, and then 8 times both of them. 5x times 6x gives me 30x squared, and 5x times 6 is just 30x. 8 times 6x is going to give me positive 48x, and then plus 48. Combine the like terms, which are basically the x terms, and it's always going to be like that on this assignment. The two things I have an x with them. 30x plus 48x is going to give you 78x. And then plus 48 on the end, and that one's done too. Moving on to 3, you just take this first one times by both of them. 4k times 4k gives you 16k squared, and then 4k times 1 gives you 4k. 2 times 4k and 2 times 1 is going to give you plus 8k and plus 2. Combine the two middle guys there together, you'll get 16k squared plus 12k plus 2, and you get this guy. Moving on to the next one, just take 2n times by both the things in the second one, you'll get 8n squared. And n squared. And then subtract 10n. This is the first time we've had some sort of subtraction going on. 1 times both of those, you'll get plus 4n, and then minus 5. Combine those two middle guys together, you'll get 8n squared minus 6n, and then subtract 5 on the end, and that one's done. Moving on to the next one, n times everything that's inside there, you'll get 7n squared plus 4n. Negative 6 times both of those will give you negative 42n, and then subtract 24. Now you combine the inside stuff, you'll get 7n squared. 4n minus 42n will give me negative 38n, and then minus 24 on the end. And you get this guy. And then the last one on 1 through 6, take 6k times by both of those, you'll get 42k squared. And then add 12k. And then 7 times both of those will give you plus 49k, and then plus 14. Combine the inside stuff, you'll get 42k squared, and then plus, 12k plus 49k is going to give you 61k, and then plus 14 on the end, and that one's all combined and whatnot. Moving on to the next section, we have 28 of these this time. Yep, take 7n times by both of those, you get 56n squared. You think I could write legibly. 7n times 3 gives me plus 21n. 4 times both of those will give me plus 32n and plus 12. Combine those inside guys together, 56n squared plus 53n, and then plus 12 on the end. Ta-da! That one's done. Moving on to the next guy, take those and multiply them. 8p times both of those inside, negative 5 times both of those inside the parentheses on the right side there. 8p times p is 8p squared, and then 8p times negative 6 gives me negative 48p. And then negative 5 times p gives me negative 5p, and negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30. The two inside pieces combined together, you get 8p squared minus 53p, and then plus 30 on the end, and that one's good to go. Moving on to 9, you're going to take 5k and times by the 7k, take 5k and times by the 2. So that's going to give you 35k squared plus 10k. And then 7 times both of those, 7 times 7k is going to be 49k. And 7 times 2 is 1490. Combine those inside numbers together. 35k squared plus 59k, and then plus 14 on the end. Gives you this guy here. You think I could circle things? There you go, circled. Moving on to the next one. 3n times 5n is going to give me 15n squared. And then 3n times negative 7 is negative 21n. 3 times the 5n gives me positive 15n. And then 3 times negative 7 gives me negative 21. Combine these inside pieces together, and you get 15n squared minus 6n. And then subtract 21 on the end. And there you go, there's that one. Next guy, 6r times 8r and 6r times 6 is going to give me 48r squared, and then negative 36r. Negative 2 times 8r and negative 2 times negative 6 is giving me negative 16r and positive 12. Combine those inside guys together, combining like terms to simplify things down, and you'll get negative 52r, and then plus 12 on the end there, and that one's all distributed. And then this one, number 12, take x times by both of those, you'll get 4x squared, and then subtract 5x. Negative 2 times both of those will give you negative 8x and positive 10. Combine the like terms in the middle, you get 4x squared minus 13x plus 10 there on the end, and that one's good to go. Moving on to the bottom two on the front and the top two on the back. 3r times both of those will give you 15r squared plus 9r. And negative 2 times both of those will give you negative 10r. And then negative 6. Combine those r terms together. You still have 15r squared. But this time you got negative r, because positive 9 minus 10 gives you negative 1. And then subtract 6 there on the end, and you get this. 8n times both of those will give you 16n squared. And then subtract 8n. And then negative 1 times both of those will give you negative 2n and positive 1. Combine those inside terms together. 16n squared is still sitting around. You'll get negative 10n and then plus 1 on the end. This next part, you're going to do n times both of those. Will give you 6n squared. And then n times negative 5 is negative 5n. 2 times 6n and 2 times negative 5 will give you positive 12n, and then subtract 10. Combine like terms here. You'll get 6n squared plus 7n minus 10. And then brings the next part. 7r times 6r is going to be 42r squared. And 7r times negative 8 is going to be negative 56r. And you do 2 times both of those. 2 times 6r is going to be positive 12r. And then 2 times negative 8 is going to be negative 16. Combine our common terms there in the middle. You'll get 42r squared. And subtract 44r. And subtract 16 on the end. And you'll get that for your multiplied binomials. And I'm going to stop the video there.